The Switch 2 Direct was straight gas, which, yes, is a Mario Kart World pun. Today, I'm not going to recap the entire Direct, but I am going to be talking about my 5 biggest takeaways. So let's get into it. First, and maybe most importantly, physical media gets to survive another generation. As physical collectors, we're all wondering, when is it going to stop? When are video games going to be all digital? It's great to see that the Switch 2 will have media support, which, yes, we basically already knew, but it's just great to see it reaffirmed here. Now, games are $80 for physical releases, which honestly is probably the low point of the entire Direct. The base Switch 2 is releasing for $450 according to outlets, but just for $50 more, you can get the Mario Kart World combo, or you can buy it separately physically for $80. I'm a physical collector, but the combo is almost calling my name at that point. I think the newer generation is going to be happy that digital games are most likely going to be significantly cheaper, which, yes, they absolutely should be, but it's a shame us physical collectors are getting hardcore punished here. I guess we'll just be happy that physical media is still around, and this is the price we pay. I'll be picking up some games right out of the jump, that way I have games to play, but we'll probably slow down to just the necessities as time goes on, just picking up my favorite characters, a Zelda game, a Mario game, Kirby, stuff like that, but I probably won't have a very extensive Switch 2 collection if games are $80 a pop. Amiibos are back. I honestly thought Amiibos were dead, as 2024 saw very sparingly releases, but with the Street Fighter 6 reveal, Capcom announced Amiibos would be releasing alongside. I don't think Nintendo showed off any of their first-party Amiibos, but I could see Kirby riding his Warp Star, getting one, and the new OG modified DK look getting Amiibos in due time. Speaking of Capcom, Nintendo displayed a strong third-party support headlined by From Software. With the Switch 2 getting Elden Ring, which was one of my launch title predictions, and Duskbloods, which is a Switch 2 exclusive, they showed off a plethora of other games too, but those two stand out as, like Nintendo really needed this. These are the kind of exclusives that Nintendo needs to be taken seriously by all types of gamers. Remember, the Wii U had no third-party support, and that doomed it quickly. So seeing them get a From Software exclusive, I can't understate how significant that is. Seeing all these games right out of the gate is a good sign, though I'll be honest, I didn't see Skyrim, so that's a little concerning. Also, there's a little game called Silksong that'll be on there allegedly. Next, GameCube support for Switch Online. This has been long overdue. It's launching with just 3 titles as far as I could tell: Wind Waker, F-Zero, and Soul Calibur. That's a strong start. Leave a comment if you want me to do a video over 5 GameCube games that they should add. For those of you that don't know, I have over 100 physical GameCube games. It's one of my favorite consoles outside of the Switch, so I'd love to do a video talking about the game. They also showed off Chibi Robo, Sunshine, and Coliseum amongst some others, so I'd say the service looks to have a bright future ahead of it. My 5th takeaway is the Switch 2 editions of games. In other words, they're basically Ultimate Editions. These upgrades get all the new Switch 2 treatments, which could mean improved graphics, new control options, or even my personal favorite, added content for games like Mario Party and Kirby. This would have been the perfect way to extend Mario Odyssey's life if they had given us a new kingdom or two while creating moons that used the new features so we could revisit old kingdoms in fresh ways. Would have probably been the only way to improve the Direct, and we didn't get to see anything new Mario related, so it would have been sweet to have done it this way. And here's a bonus one. For a long time we thought games would be getting simultaneous releases, and they confirmed that here. The 3 that stood out to me was Metroid Prime 4, Pokemon Legends ZA, and Story of Seasons. These games will all be getting simultaneous releases. I'm pretty sure almost every game from the Direct a week or 2 ago is going to be getting a simultaneous release, it feels like, because they did a very quick montage basically showing off all the games they showed off last week. So that makes me think pretty much every Switch game that gets released past June 5th is going to have a Switch 2 simultaneous release. So, but it's also worth noting that I think every game that debuted in this showcase is, I don't know if this is confirmed or not. I might be speculating here. Every game revealed in this direct is probably just getting a Switch 2 release. I know Mario Kart, I feel like they said definitively is just a Switch 2 title. I can't remember if they gave that moniker to any other game, but I know Mario Kart World is going to be a definitive Switch 2 exclusive, as well as Dustbloods. Not sure if anything else was really confirmed to be Switch 2 exclusives, but I would just assume if you're a Switch game past June 5th, you might get a simultaneous release. We know the big ones will, again, like Metroid and Legends EA and Story of Season. If you are a Switch 2 game revealed during this direct, I'm assuming you are a Switch 2 exclusive. So I think Nintendo really killed it on most accounts. I'm glad they're sticking with physical media. I love seeing strong third-party support right out of the gate, and great first-party offerings within the first 6 months of the console. No new Mario, and the pricing keep this from being a 10 out of 10, but still a solid A in my book. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next one. Oh, and did I mention new Kirby Air Riders? Let's go!